Despite the long wait since its original announcement, Baldur's Gate 3's imminent launch has everyone hyping at dangerously cyberpunk levels, making many wonder whether we're entering one of those dreaded fall from grace cycles that seem to loom over every loved developer. If you've lived through the fall of beloved giants and have subscribed to the "we do not pre-order" mantra, then this video is for you, and it's also to tell you that, actually, you should pre-order. The game is coming to PC first, followed by PlayStation and Xbox at a later date. If you want to score some extra goodies, we do have 3 collector's editions that we are giving away right now, so you can sign up for that on the Baldur's Gate 3 map page on the Baldur's Gate 3 wiki. So you know what editions are available, what they cost, and now you must decide, should you pre-order? With the many and mounting disappointments over the years, it's only understandable that gamers have become wary of the practice. Many times games are marketed with, let's call it, forward-looking statements that are more akin to wishful thinking, and a lot of money is used in manipulating press, content creators, and that very gullible friend we all have that eventually talked us into riding that hype train all the way down its fiery derailment. Distant memories now, but many will remember that once upon a time we all loved BioWare and Blizzard. They were industry pillars who put out love projects and gave these projects decades of attention. More recently, though, there was the No Man's Sky launch fiasco, the inexplicable duality of user versus critic approaches to Last of Us 2, and of course, Cyberpunk 2077, and the all-too-recent Diablo 4 season nerf hammer that took the wind out of most endgame enthusiasts. It has become apparent that a wait-and-see approach may be needed even with industry darlings such as Naughty Dog or CD Projekt Red. The idea of a disappointing entry on a well-loved series is not new, of course, but the locked-in pre-order sales, later inexplicably good reviews, and dodgy refund practices have made gamers consistently more wary of hitting that pre-order button. If you've watched the video this far and you follow this channel, this must have all been sounding quite familiar to you. That is because on November 4th, 2021, I proudly published the very controversial, "You should pre-order Elden Ring." I don't think I've ever been more right in my life, until now, when I'm telling you that you should pre-order Baldur's Gate 3. The reasons for me risking eating my very public hat are the same that led me to spend the money I've already spent buying 5+ copies for myself and friends. Everything you can research and look at clearly and pointedly shows Larian, just like From Software did last year, is about to deliver a heavy hitter that is really going to change RPG gaming forever. Let's begin with the same analysis we did for From Software. The key issues that any studio finds are usually based around staffing, expansion, or acquisition, and how the people who added the original magic are placed within the growing organizations. If you look at the table, you'll notice the following things. Naughty Dog had a consistent tone at the top until the key lead staff exited, and the people left to try to steer the wrap-up of the series could not find the right tempo to rekindle that magic that had carried so well to very different IPs. CDPR's story is rather different, as it's their success that brought about the studio's fall from grace. The company became listed in Warsaw Exchange in 2016, and by 2019, the original 100-person team that developed the first Witcher game became 1,100 people across 5 subsidiaries. This may mean little to gamers, but such rapid expansion is a business nightmare. The development models that had worked so well for one company team of 100 do not scale to 1,000 plus 5-branch operations, and the talent that had previously had to worry only about product quality were probably now managing corporate resources and trying to direct the tenfold increase in personnel. Enter From Software. This is a completely different growth pattern. From has consistently stuck to developing games and publishing locally, then seeking larger publishers for international distribution. This means the core structure of From Software has not changed much, going from about 100 employees in 2008 to 349 in 2022. Hidetaka Miyazaki, the person most closely associated with the creative vision of the studio and the incredible success of titles, has remained intimately involved with development and management rather than being relegated to business meetings to manage thousands of people or multiple branches. Now, if we look at Larian Studios, you will find that the blossoming success they gathered from their breakthrough with Divinity Original Sin and Divinity Original Sin 2 did not have a significant impact in their operations. Larian was founded and continues to be very actively and clearly lovingly ran by Sven. You can see him on everything from marketing to bug coding and motion capture. He's even there at game shows and the streams to talk with fans and journalists. The size of the studio has also remained well in hand, considering it is only 400 people and was founded in 1996, and its 6 satellite offices are thus not an overbearing human resources nightmare for the core dev team. This is a team that has not had major turnover or burnout, and has been consistently putting out a tried and true style of game for decades, and thus are intimately familiar with the product and their audience. Anyone who visits our channel often knows that I'm not against pre-orders per se, but I do put a lot of consideration into titles that I will get and why. Most people would say there's no reason to prepay for something that you aren't sure will provide what is promised, and that we should not encourage this tactic at all as it creates an unfavorable consumer loop. But just like Elden Ring, Baldur's Gate 3 deserves your pre-order as a reward. The Larian team have a consistent track record for this type of game, so you know what they can put out, what they have already put out, and how they do it. They have provided plans, panels, and an almost cruelly extensive early access. They said it was to gather feedback, and the changes we're seeing with the full version absolutely demonstrate they put those early access years to work despite their relatively small size as a studio. And while COVID seemed to shut development down for everyone else, Larian managed to continue to expand and refine on their original promise, getting now to the stage where I'm truly impressed with the sheer scale of possibility of Baldur's Gate 3. We have met them and talked to them so many times that I feel we can vouch for their incredible passion and commitment to honoring Baldur's Gate. I mentioned this when I created a History of D&D video, and I'm proud to say that years after that video, I still feel confident in saying there's nobody better than Larian to bring D&D to digital gaming. We remember the classics like KOTOR, Mass Effect, Skyrim because of how they shook the industry into something new. In this age of disposable and forgettable mass marketing experiences, I feel it's important to stand, applaud, and support the developers that are still doing this with passion. So I give Larian my pre-order vote of confidence. I know their product will change the way I want my RPGs forever, and there will be a before and after in customization and delivery of this style of game. I think it will do so for everyone, even the hardcore real-time players who may be still glaring from the sidelines. Baldur's Gate 3 is going to be a truly special game, and just like Elden Ring, it's going to revolutionize RPG gaming on computer and console. It's going to push the industry forward by raising the bar, making the quality of product that's acceptable to consumers higher, which should improve the quality of games as consumers that we see in the future. Whether you're playing Baldur's Gate 3 or not playing Baldur's Gate 3, you should be pulling for the success of this game, because odds are it will impact the game design of a game that you want to play in the near future. So what are your plans? Are you pre-ordering? Have you been compulsively playing early access? Are you having anxiety where you dream about the game every day like I am? We'll have more pre-launch content coming daily, so you can at least kill a few minutes. Stay tuned for that.